Today we wanted to show you what inside of a Ready Skills box looks like. So we're looking today at the box 7, which is the supply sort. It's a pre-vocational box, even though we have lots of other skills being addressed in here, social, reading, some conceptual skills. We really focused on tasks in this box that would replicate things that students might do in a workplace setting as they become adults. So let's get ready to see what's inside this Ready Skills box. So each individual activity, you can do one box as a whole class activity for the day, or you can have students working on a variety of the boxes. Each of the tasks has directions on the outside of the box, or on the outside of the bag, and contains all the materials that the student would need for the task. So it helps kind of keep things sorted and organized. The first piece that we're going to talk about today was the Caps On game. So this is a game, we really tried to include a game where the students could interact with each other. We know the importance of social skills being developed for autistic populations. So the first game here is called Caps On. And we have on the game board here, which is laminated. All the materials are laminated for durability and for wearability. The students take off the skinny marker caps, they divide them up, and they put the caps in the various colors, the thin ones and the thicker ones, in the center of the box. So if I'm playing against my partner, and these are my markers, and these are my partner's markers, the caps go in the center. I take my token and put it on the start. And this is a game you could incorporate up to 4 players if you're doing a whole class set. I take one dice and roll it. Again, we're trying to incorporate as many fine motor skills as we can, rolling a dice being one of them. I count, I'm moving 5 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a skinny purple, or it's a skinny green cap that I landed on. That cap is not one of my 2 marker colors, so I'm going to wait my turn for the next student to roll until we reach the end of the game board and I've got all my markers and their caps back on. So this is a pretty basic game. It's involving some counting, but more importantly, it's involving some social interaction. The students are learning to wait their turn, to count out the steps, and to complete the task. Really simple game, just to increase that interaction with one another, which we know is so important for this population. The next game is, the next activity is a supply sort game. And this is where they're going to take the plastic pencil cases. And we have laminate cards here. Now, all of these materials are customizable, so as students develop more proficiency with these and you want to add in or change the activity to continue their growth and stimulation, you can very easily take the format, which is available on Word or available on Google Docs, and you can format it however you'd like. You could add in different materials. So for the first one, I have, I'm going to sequence these into the pencil case. I have a thick black marker, and it's followed by a thin yellow marker, and it's followed by a thin orange marker, and it's followed by a thin red marker. And then I have the thin blue marker, and finally the thick red marker. Students, again, we're incorporating those fine motor skills in, so here they're going to practice doing the snap, and then all the cards are double-sided, so the students can continue the activity as they go. Now we really tried to keep simple materials in here, so if a marker gets lost, it's really easy for you to replace with things that are in your classroom. You could also use colored pencils in here just to add more variety. You could have students practice taking the caps on and off, and we have lots of ideas on our blog about how you can extend these activities to help students further develop their skills, and we hope that you'll participate in that blog to really make it a rich learning environment for everybody. So that's this activity. The next one is boxing supplies, which might be a task that students complete in the workplace. This one we have a segmented box, and we have varied school supplies that the kids should be familiar with. And again, you could trade out the supplies and very easily retemplate these task cards. So the task card here allows the students to look at the picture for some of your non-readers. And if you have readers, we have on the back here where they can use the words. Students could use both sets of cards, or as they're developing their skills, they could start with this set and graduate to this set as they become more familiar with the activity. And again, students just place the materials in. So here I have 3 gold paper fasteners. So I'm going to take those 3 gold paper fasteners and put them in the top corner and then continue on with the activity. So this is, again, a really simple task that's going to, potentially replicate what they might see in a workplace environment. It also helps students build some dexterity with, the pincher grasp. And again, we're, practicing those OT-PT skills. The next activity is Name That Tool. So here we're doing a little bit of reading and vocabulary. This is your task card. Now you could take this and make a lesson with this when you're talking about school supplies. This is a starting place for your instruction. So students could read and identify the tool. Again, a teaching assistant could just show the tool and ask the student to name the tool and describe how it's used, or you could use the card as your template for instruction. In this box, we have some dry erase markers with the erasable tips. And again, we're trying to incorporate some reading in here, so they could have this read to them, and then they could respond by circling the correct choice, or they could read it themselves. It could be a partner activity where one student reads and one student circles. It's really up to you to differentiate. So it says, Diamond wants to measure the length of her book. Circle the tool that she could use. And students, again, can refer to this if they're unsure. And she's measuring length, so it would be a ruler. And that's the activity. Everything is dry erasable, so you could use it again and again and again in your classroom. And again, they're laminated and double-sided just to provide as many opportunities here as possible. And the last activity is the pencil assembly. A lot of vocational tasks that these students might complete are going to involve assembling things, putting things together, sequencing, categorizing. And this activity, builds on those skills so they're ready for that part of the work environment. So here we just have simple pencils, eraser caps, and pencil grips. And again, it's a picture template, just so it's easy for your verbal and nonverbal students to use. So here I'm going to take an orange pencil, and I'm applying a yellow cap. Again, we're working on all of those fine motor skills, right? And now I have to put on a green pencil grip. Another just, moving, simple for students to put on, but building up those dexterities. Now, you could take this and have students sharpen the pencil. And again, everything is double-sided and laminated, so they could do that as well. So we hope you enjoyed a little peek into the Ready Skills box, and we hope you're ready to use it in your classroom.